Hello guys, namaste, parev, DAP, sanbonani, bonjour. Hi. Anyway, we have anyway, we have a machine here, an acer, a laptop, turning on, but there is nothing on the screen. We have a power button here, so I'm gonna use a DC bench power supply to turn on this machine. I'm looking for something. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do this. Oh shit, let's connect the power. I'm gonna use my DC bench power supply. So let's connect 19 volts. Let's connect the ground to ground. Make sure the string cable also connected. What else? What about the speaker in case it beeps? Okay, what else? Yeah, I think I'm done. Right, something is taking 1 milliamp. Okay, it's fine now. Let me press the power button. Machine is taking 250 milliamps, and there's nothing on the screen. Can hear some sound. Oh shit, what if the CPU is shorted? Because I can hear some sound. Yo, something is making sound. Let's check, is there anything getting hot? Okay, the machine is stuck at 250 milliamps. Let me check with the other RAMs. All right, so I'm gonna try something. Turn this off, and then let's remove the speaker. Let's change the RAM. Okay, let's try PC3L. Even though this machine works with a normal 1.5 volts, but we can still try to use the PC3L. See what exactly will happen. Okay, it's turned on and off, on and off. Okay, it's off again. On 32. Okay, with PC3L I can see some improvement. Oh shit, it keeps on turning on and off. Okay, on and off, on and off, on and off, and the fan spins and then stops. It even jumps to 300 milliamps and then goes off. The fan spins and then stops, then go back to 0 volts, jumps back to 200 to 300 milliamps and then goes off again. Okay, it's fine. Turn off. Let's try another RAM. All right, so let's try these 3 RAMs. If not, then definitely we know that the issue, it's not what? It's not the RAM. Okay, it's not the RAM. Let's see. On. I need to be sure that we are not dealing with a backlight. Okay, because we are stuck at 160 milliamps. and I don't see anything on the screen. Okay, fine. Try another RAM. $200 milliamps and then went off. Okay, with this one, okay, this one is looping one way. Let's try this. They're calling him. He's calling me. So now you're gonna see your girlfriend without any pills, nothing. Pills. You need to go there with pills. Oh, checking into a doctor. Who's paying? She's paying or you are paying? Be a man and pay for her. Okay, guys, before I drive myself crazy, what if this machine is working as there's no display? Let's connect an external monitor. See, when I use my microscope, there is a possibility right. Let's check the microscope. There's nothing on the microscope. All right, let's turn it off. And then let's press the power button. The thing is, it makes me believe that the issue might be the external monitor. You know why I'm saying, might be the screen. Okay. Okay, let me know what they got. Okay, so guys, let's continue. I'm gonna connect a keyboard, external keyboard. Okay, guys, I have the keyboard. So let's turn it off. Press the power button. Off. Turn on. Let's check the lights. LED here on the keyboard. We need to check the caps lock lights. It's so important. Will tell you whether the machine is booting up or whether the machine it's not booting up. Okay, there is no light on the keyboard. It's fine. This means the machine is not booting up. Or let me connect the thing at the back. Okay guys, so you need to do a physical inspection. I normally like to use my eyes instead of using a microscope. I like to challenge myself and use my eyes. Let's remove the heatsink. That's from number 1, 2, 3. Able. Okay, let's remove the RAM. So let's check all the power supplies. Remove the RAMs. So you put your multimeter into continuity mode. You put one probe to ground. In my case, I like to put the positive probe. Then let's check for shorts. No short. I don't know whether this is 5 volts or this is 3.3, but there's no short. Switch to a diode mode and you check 364. That's fine. What about the other one? 401, and that's also fine. Switch back. Okay, let's put it into ohms. 7.2 ohms. What about this? 9.1 ohms. All right, let's continue. I'm using a resistance mode. It says 10 ohms, and the other one 7.7. Let's check the 3.3 and 5 volts. 1.7 kilo ohms, and the other one 1.5 kilo ohms. Anyway, there's nothing wrong. This is 27 ohms. What about this one? 1.7. Let's check into diode mode. I need to make sure that this is too low in diode mode. This is fine, but why this is too low? Wonder why this is too low. 0.9, 0.007, of which is fine because this is a CPU, our line, so I cannot really say there's an issue right there. There's no issue. What about the okay, let's check. I want to check the RAM power supply. 300. 400. The RAM power supply seems to be fine. Which one is 3.3 and which one is 5 volts? Let's confirm which one is 3.3 and which one is 5 volts. Let me put a normal RAM. All right, let's turn the machine on. The DC power supply is on. The light, the machine is turning on. Taking 150 milliamps. Let's check necessary voltages. Take your meter, switch it into voltage mode. One probe to ground. Check how many volts are we getting there. 5 volts. What about the other one? 3.3 volts. Let's check the CPU. 0.7 volts. Let's check the other power supply. 0.8 volts. What about this tiny one in there? 1.05. It's so important and it's there available. What about this one? 1.35. 1.35 I believe is for the RAM. Let's put a low voltage RAM. Let's check the thing. 1.8, 1.8, 0 volts, 0 volts. Okay, what about this? Two volts. Okay, this, guys, I hope you can see what is going on here. We do have all the necessary volts, but we have no display on the screen. And here on the RAM, I'm confused because I have like 1.35 volts, and 1.35 volts normally is for a low voltage. So maybe this machine uses a low voltage. Let's try a low voltage. The CPU, oh, it's getting hot, warm. Switch it off. Try these RAMs I have here with me. Try all of them. I wanna see what exactly is going on. One 1.5 volts. Okay. Is it real? Let's check the amps. Taking 25 amps. I mean, it's taking 250 milliamps. Let's check the 1.37. Okay, this machine works with a PC3L, but there is no display. I did check the CPU, I did check all the power supplies. They seem to be fine. So now what do we do? Before we even drive our self crazy, let's make sure that we have a well-known working BIOS before we do anything. So what do? We have to remove the BIOS. Remove the BIOS chip. The BIOS chip has been removed. The 1.8. This is a 1.8 BIOS chip. How do I know that I have a 1.8 BIOS chip? You can search the number, or otherwise you can check it manually, same as I did. I checked the BIOS using a multimeter, and on pin number 8 there was 1.8 volts. This is how you check the BIOS. This is the BIOS, something like this. You see a dot. On a dot, it means pin number 1. You can check on pin number 1 as well. As long as you have 1.8, it means 1.8. If it's 3.3, then the whole chip will be 3.3 volts. Okay, this is an adapter that I'll be using. So I'm using this BIOS programmer. So you take the chip. All right, I have the file, so it detects the file, 1.8 volts, 64 mbit, and then you say okay. Then you have to read the chip. So important to read the chip. Okay guys, we have the file from the bad caps. So what you do, you extract the folder. Let's go inside the folder. Okay, they even gave us the picture. This is the picture, the motherboard, same board, and then we have the acer here, 8 megabytes. So let's try this same file. It's close. Let's go back to our programmer. Let's read again. Chip should be empty, and it is empty. Now let's open a new file. You go to desktop. Under desktop, where's that be? Brand new thing, open, and then load, and then write. Hello, Ali. Okay, and how are you, man? All right, guys. Now let's see. I've installed everything back together. Okay, the DC power supply is on. We have the lights. We have a display. The machine, it's working 100%. Anyway, there we go. Turning on. The BIOS was the issue here. The BIOS was corrupt, but it's now working 100%. Anyway, bye bye. I will see you next time.